Alright, welcome back everybody. Appreciate coming back and checking. We're headed right into the fountain where we're going to be fighting a bunch of mobs. I love using these abilities. They're so much fun, especially the thrust one. It seems to stagger the guard dogs quite often. And then with the guards, I tend to either hit them with an ability, which is usually a one-shot, or hitting with fire is pretty much a one-shot. Let me tell you, when those grenadiers get you, man, can they hurt. Let me say, I'm pretty terrible at making sure my health is up. I can't... The amount of times I've been nearly dead or died because I do not remember to either get my health up or use items or do something to ensure that I don't die. It's pretty ridiculous at times. I was like a hair from dying right there. I can't believe I had that high push. And these shock troopers are a beast right now. I don't know if they get harder than that, but man, do they take a lot of beating down to get staggered. So I found that using fire damage does help a lot, and then using your abilities as much as often as possible. That helps. Using the thrust just seems to do the most for them. Wrecking him with that limit break was so cool. Just slid like 10 feet without moving one step. And I almost always look around to see if there's anything around that we can pick up, and I always tend to run into at least one thing. So make sure you do that as much as often, or as much as possible, as it will help out a lot.
But the rooftops look clear.
Shoot to kill!
Close call.
I almost got back down to go see if I could go fight those guys. I should have done it just to try it.
Target sighted! Get him!
It's all or nothing now.
Don't underestimate him!
And then they decided to introduce this riot trooper or riot officer, and he's kind of a pain. You gotta kind of shuffle around him, or the best way I found was to actually use fire, and it tended did one-shot him or do enough damage that it took him out of the way. But you know, using your abilities, he kind of blocks them all the time. So unless you get behind him, pretty much use fire damage.
Not bad.
I see him!
I always love Braver just for the fact that he had like the spinning sword that goes around. It's just a cool move.
Have eyes on the target! You're mine now!
Man, I can't get enough of this combat. Just can't. It's just so much fun. And then, of course, after every fight, you gotta search around. But I thought it might be a smarter plan to go and kill them first, just because they're grenadiers and they can launch stuff up on me. So best to go down there and just take them down. And of course, when we get down here, we're gonna have some more riot troopers, so we better make sure we do some fire damage. Makes it a lot faster.
Got it?
And those stun batons they have are a pain in the butt, especially if you miss on blocking or don't dodge it in time. It can really put you at a disadvantage because if they stun you, they can, you know, additional enemies can continue to attack you and kill you. So, gotta make sure you dodge those or block them.
He's here! I'll show you.
And I bet you everybody's gonna figure this out real quick, but make sure you kill the mobs that don't have the shield first. It makes it a lot easier for you in the long run. And really in the end here, there wasn't too much up here on the left side, or if you're coming down the street it was on the right, if you're going back up the street it's on the left. There really wasn't anything on there. On the right one you did have the one chest.
Enemy combatant, you have been warned! Surrender yourself to public security immediately!
And having the dog and right shield combo, that's kind of a pain in the butt. Just because they're all kind of hard to take down. The dogs take quite a bit of damage before they actually go down immediately. And then on top of it, the right guy can block, so it's a great combination, I guess.
Going in.
You can see in Punisher mode, your sword attacks are actually a lot quicker, which actually allows you to do more damage on the enemies.
Sorry. Back in it.
Can't take me!
should have gone ahead and used my limit because I found that once you leave a fight, you don't get to keep your limit. So, kind of a downside to this at some point, but understandable because you're not fighting anymore.
End of the life, punk! I'm gonna enjoy this.
I love holding that attack to do that spin move, allowing you to hit more enemies at once, which you can take a whole group down in like one spin.
Calling fire. Burn. Never again. That's that.
So I tried to do this guy since he's like a mini boss. He's not even really a boss. He's just a harder enemy. I tried to think about a strategy with like blocking his damage and then dodging it, but then eventually found that I could just get behind him, do a bunch of damage, dodge him, do a bunch of damage, throw some fire damage at him, and that never really solved the problem in the end.
Time to burn.
I live for this.
Bring it. Steady. Now. Brace yourself. Steady.
Yeah, and trying this whole blocking strategy, it just didn't make sense for this fight. I thought it would be a good plan. Didn't seem to come out to be a good plan.
Come on.
Do your worst.
Steady.
I'll tear you apart.
Not looking good.
Yeah, at this point I should have just started dodging more and moving around because I almost got myself killed by just doing this whole blocking strategy. I don't know what I was thinking.
Long live Shinra. Move in! Don't let him escape! HQ, this is Sector 8, Unit 2. Target is surrounded. Moving to secure. Wait! I know that.
Guess Cloud won't be joining us after all.
No need to assume the worst. I'm sure he's fine. You saw him in action, didn't you? Guy's a soldier. Goddamn one-man army.
You think he's a keeper?
You had me worried for a minute. What the hell you been up to, huh?
Giving public security the runaround. That's what. Had to draw them away from the station somehow.
Nicely done.
Well, can't argue with results, huh? What?
Wait. Got a question for you all.
What?
Ever been attacked by an invisible enemy?
What?
Wearing robes. Came and went like the wind.
Thought they were invisible.
They were, at first. Only saw them after she grabbed me.
A new Shinra weapon, maybe?
More like a panic-induced hallucination.
Never mind. Forget I said anything.
Suit yourself. Come on, let's move up.
A lot of people here.
And in the freight car, too.
Because of the evacuation order, maybe?
Lucky us. We've got a crowd to hide in. Head for the front of the train and hold.
Probably my only pet peeve with the train was the camera. It was kind of a pain in the butt through this train section because you could follow them, but if like you were looking for the chest, which you're gonna see around the corner here, I had problems with the camera being blocked by the wall, which was more annoying. But overall, not a big deal. Just kind of a pain in the butt to deal with.
No guards here, right?
Just wanted to prove
Sector 8 will be back to normal in no time. It has to.
Are you the one
So cramped. Man, everyone's on edge.
Of course they are.
Hey, Cloud.
Stop that
If you're about to unburden yourself, don't.
Jeez.
Dad.
You don't make it easy.
No thief's getting my money.
Hey, got a sec?
My daughter now lives in Sector 8, so
You're, holding up pretty well, huh? Even
leave
after
me
what we saw
alone,
at the
alright?
station and all over Sector 8?
I'm a soldier.
Wow. My hands are still shaking.
Why
You
don't
get
you learn
used
to
to
take
it.
a hint, buddy?
Something to look forward to. Or maybe not.
have they caught the perpetrators yet?
Little help, Cloud? Please? I can't stop thinking about it. The bomb I made shouldn't have produced an explosion that big. It doesn't make any sense.
The explosion triggered a reaction with the Mako. You said so yourself.
That was my first guess, but shouldn't a reactor have fail-safes to prevent that kind of thing? You mentioned invisible enemies back there, right?
Right.
No. I'm just looking for excuses for something that was clearly my own fault. Gotta own up to it if I'm gonna learn from this and move on. Thanks, Cloud. You're a good listener.
What kind of maniacs would go so far as to bomb a reactor?
They've yet to announce it publicly, but I heard it was Avalanche's doing.
Really? Aren't they the terrorists who tried to kill the president?
Is there nothing they won't do?
Hey, quit talking out your ass. Everyone knows Avalanche only cares about saving the planet.
Just who do you think you are?
A law-abiding, concerned citizen.
Law-abiding? Really?
Shh. Don't antagonize him.
In my humble opinion, that explosion was a message. A message to the bastards bleeding our planet dry. Think they got it? Heard it loud and clear? Y'all's masters?
We will not submit to intimidation or violence, but work together for peace and prosperity. That is how civilized people change the world.
That's right.
That is the Shinra Creed.
Them's fighting words.
It's what we believe. We all have to follow our conscience, don't we? We should go. Right.
I didn't hear anything. You gotta believe me.
You hear that suit? Shinra Creed my ass.
Let's get this out of the way. Personally, I find visual aids make the dull stuff a lot more bearable. If it helps, think of it as an initiation rite.
How many times do I have to tell you people? I'm not...
There's such a thing as playing too hard to get. So, here we've got a wireframe model of the great city of Midgar, complete with massive steel plates suspended 300 meters above ground level, atop which stands a shining beacon of civilization. The whole system is sustained by the Mako reactors, which feed the insatiable appetites of the public.
The train will be passing through an ID checkpoint shortly.
This here is the train's route. As you can see, it'll take us around this main pillar. Look, we're about halfway through it now. They've set up a checkpoint here to scan the IDs of all passengers heading in and out. Date of birth, residential status, criminal history, all that and more is automatically cross-referenced in their databases. Public security wouldn't have it any other way. Heads up. Don't worry, our IDs are impeccable. What'd I tell ya? Have a little faith. Won't be long till we reach the bottom. Relax.
Take a good look. It's because of that great big pizza in the sky that people down there gotta struggle to survive. Shinra sucks up Mako while the soil turns to dust, the air fills with smog, and the flowers die.
Then leave and don't look back. That's what's always worked for me.
Well, that's all well and good. If you're only out for yourself. But the folks down there don't have the luxury of choice, you know?
Alright everybody, and that's it for Chapter 2, Part 2. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and come back to see Chapter 3.